All right. Okay. So it is a little bit after 8. We're going to go ahead a whole hour today. So if you need to leave early, you can. We'll try to go till 9:10. That's going to be it. And we'll be done and out of here. I'm really excited about this week's Zoom. Every week I'm excited. And truthfully, I kind of do like I do with the Zooms tomorrow morning is I just let God kind of speak through me on what we need to talk about each week. And pretty much this week I've been very, very busy with my daughter Katie, who just had her gallbladder out on Tuesday. My husband has pretty much borderline pneumonia, that bronchitis that's going around. And I kind of have a little bit of it. So, and we've had the grandbabies here all week, and we've just been very busy. But this end of the month has been very exciting for our team. I've been just really encouraged by the momentum that's going on a lot of our teams. And I just see a big change in even this gold group. I see a passion coming alive. I feel a fire burning in here. Just the new golds that are coming, I feel, whenever you have anything new or anything, let's see, somebody needs to be muted. Mute. It's really exciting, though, to have new people and stuff. So I'm very excited, and I hope all of you are. I can tell in your faces and everything, like, we just love to see this growth. So what happened this week, I have a very special friend, and she's on the phone right now, but I'm going to give a little background with her. And she's on a different team, but it's in our family tree. And we've known each other I don't even know when we met, really, truthfully, but at Leaders Retreat this year in Washington, D.C., we kind of hooked up a little more, and our husbands met. We have a lot in common. And I added her to our Tickle Pink team, and she's been on our Zooms our Jules Zooms every single week. She hasn't missed one, and she's just a blessing. I'm going to let her, she's going to share a little bit about her testimony. And right now, Carla, why don't you unmute yourself? First of all, I'd like for her to kind of give her background, just a short background. I know it's long, but your short background of your family, how many children you have, and your wonderful husband, and kind of how you heard about Plexus. Let's start there, okay?
Okay. My husband and I have 11 children. We have 6 biological, and we have 5 adopted. We've done foster care. For several years we did foster care, but we're just down to, we have 6 at home left in school yet. The youngest we've been homeschooling for the last, since November. She had some issues with school. And we heard about Plexus in 2014. We went away. We had read the book, The Circle Maker. I would encourage everybody to read the book. And my husband and I went away for the weekend and prayed for our weight, our health, and our finances. I was at the heaviest I'd ever been. My health was going downhill. My husband had Lyme disease years ago, but had no side effects. But then he got hypothermia, and after he had the hypothermia, his health really started declining, and the doctors couldn't give us any answers. So we were really, really praying. We raised dogs. We started raising dogs in 2008. We raised them in our home, and we did that to get out of debt, but that was when the economy took the nosedive. So the dog business just kept us afloat. It didn't help us get out of debt, and our dogs are getting older, so we have to replace that. And so then we were praying for something to replace that, and amazingly, a week later we heard about Plexus, and a month later we were on Plexus and literally haven't missed a day since. I've lost 65 pounds. My husband's health is doing better. I'm off all my meds. It's been amazing. We use it. I was just telling Cindy earlier, I asked her, I said, we use Plexus for everything. I've helped my kids get over tonsillitis with using certain products. We just mix it up and just have really learned a lot to use Plexus products in a unique way.
Tell us some unique things that you were telling me, because I'm going to go do some of those that you told me, and I love it. And I think get your pencils out, people, and write some of these things down, because the more we can learn things about plexus and using it in everyday life to help people's lives, the more of a health coach we're going to be. And, you know, it brings plexus alive in people. So Carla, why don't you share some of those things you were telling me?
Okay, for sore throat, sinus issues, open the ProBio into your throat, let your saliva come and then gargle it, and then swish it around and gargle it. I had a friend, she said, how did you do that? It gagged me, but she uses it. She uses it for her kids now. It's just amazing. That's what I use, the ProBio. 2 of my kids had severe tonsillitis. They should have been on antibiotic. But my one daughter, the more I've learned about Candida, and she had been on an anti-inflammatory that just totally destroyed her digestive system. And so I said, you can't. And so we did the ProBio, gargled it, and an Ease and an X Factor with the 3. The combination of the 3 will kick any flu or virus nip it right in the bud. So we did that.
Wait, question.
No, you gargle the ProBio, but you take the other 2 whole.
Okay.
And if you take those like with a half a slim every 2 to 3 hours, within 2 days, my 2 kids that had severe tonsillitis were healed faster than an antibiotic would have healed them.
Wow. Love it. Did you get that, everyone? So she does the X Factor and the Ease and half a slim. Like, so put the pills in and half a slim every 3 hours when you're coming down with getting sick.
I've come down with the flu and done that and laid down as I was feeling nauseous, and by the time I get back up, I'm fine. I've nipped the flu in the bud a couple times.
Love that. That is awesome. Okay, thank you. And fast relief. I mean, the Ease cream you use a lot.
Oh gosh, I bathe in it. But I've had a lot of sinus issues all my life, and so I lived on antihistamines. Literally, I cringe now. The more I've learned, I cringe now to think about how much antihistamine I've took in my life. And my son had horrible allergies from the time we adopted him, and he had gotten so bad to the point he had to be on a 24-hour antihistamine during his allergy season. But the first year we got on Plexus, I would give him an Ease and a X Factor when he started the sniffles, and by morning he would be fine. He hasn't had any antihistamine in the 2 years since we've started Plexus, and it's just been amazing. The Ease cream for decongestion. You know, when you need to use often, if you put it on your nose, the bridge in your cheeks, and behind your ears on your glands here, it will really open things up and really, really moves things on your forehead. It's just, well, especially in the back of your neck for headaches too. The Ease on the temples and the back of your neck for the headache. But if you put it on your nose and across your sinuses on your cheek, it will work better than the decongestant.
Okay, awesome. Love that. Okay, so you can tell she's very passionate about Plexus like we are. They're a very Plexus family. Everybody in their whole family uses it. So tell us a little bit about your business journey. So when was it, were you one of those that started like from day one, like I'm going to do this as a business, or did you were you more like, yeah, I want it for myself? How did you start out?
Nope, I hit the ground running. Okay. I wanted to go right to the top. Okay. I think a week after I signed up, I did my first event. I've done events and have hit it running. I've worked it really, really, really hard, and was my own worst enemy also, because when I started, after we had read The Circle Maker, God had told me to do a prayer circle around our town, and I told God no, that I wanted to focus on Plexus, and that was not a very good idea to tell God no. And so I feel I was hindered a lot my first year because of my disobedience. And so then last spring I had good momentum going. I had been doing a lot of shows, and then I went through detox and got really, really sick and it just lost it all. And I was so discouraged. And that's when God really spoke to me. He said, you want this Plexus business, or your way or my way? And, so I'm like, okay. And so then last summer I organized a prayer circle around our town. every month, all summer long. We did that, and God's just been moving. And just take everything to God. Pray. I pray like it depends on God, but work like it depends on me. You just gotta, God wants to see our faith.
Stop. Say that again. You're talking too fast. I want people to write that down because I love that. So
sorry.
Say that again, what you just said.
Pray like it depends on God. Pray like it depends on God.
Okay.
Work like it depends on you.
Love it.
God wants to see our faith and our belief in action.
I love that. I think a lot of people pray, but they're not doing what needs to be done. And then they say, my prayers aren't being answered.
Right.
Right? Sorry, I can't talk much. Awesome. I love that.
Right. Okay. Yeah, God's got to be the focus, but we got to realize he wants us to do his legs. I mean, we got to do it. We got to get out of our comfort zone. We've got to think outside of the box. And that's what God's had me do. I'm in a real weird area here. They're not health-minded. Most of them, we live in Wisconsin, they like their beers, they like their brats. And most of them don't care about health. So God really showed me I had to, through my Facebook page, educate people why they need plexus. So I post a lot of educational articles, a lot on gut health, and not me and not plexus, but articles, Macaulay's articles, Dr. Macaulay's articles, and different articles that way. And I've had a lot of people tell me when they finally, I've been watching you, I've gotten a lot of people. And I said, well, do you need me to tell you? No, I've been reading all your information. I understand why I need this, and so it's been really good.
I love that, you guys.
It's been really good. What
I recommend is to friend Carla, all of you guys on this call, because her posts are really, really good about educating. And I have a lot of your stuff saved. You know how you can save things to use later. So all of you, Carla, you're going to get a lot of friends you're going to get a lot of new. Yes, Julie?
What is Carla's last name? You didn't introduce her with her last name.
I'm so bad. This is Carla Griffin from Wisconsin.
Yeah, usually my name comes up. I'm surprised my name didn't come up this time.
No, it says user.
I see that.
User. Yeah. Sorry about that. That wasn't very nice of me.
That's okay. We'll forgive you.
She's going to come visit us, and you guys can all meet her in person, right, Carla?
Yes, I am coming right after convention.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
My son lives a couple hours from you guys.
Yeah.
So he lives in Tehachapi.
Tehachapi.
Mm-hmm.
Tehachapi.
But they're looking. He was at Bakersfield yesterday, so they're looking for houses, and they're not sure where they're going to buy a house.
That would be great because we have a team kind of over there in Bakersfield. They could be a part of too.
Well, they're on plexus, but they're one of those they just want to use it. But I know my daughter-in-law would do well.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So sorry we interrupt, but that's how this works. So anyway, tell us more about some of the out of the box things that you do, because I love some of your ideas that you do.
I have pink bags like this that I get from Uline, and they're full of, I give people information, 2 different handouts on Candida. I've done a lot of events, and I take the contacts from the events, and you try to contact.
What kind of events?
I do fairs.
Fairs? We
do a couple county fairs. I've called companies and get into their wellness fairs. Any big company, a lot of big companies do wellness fairs. So last year I was able to go to a big one. It had 600 people that came through. They let them out a new batch every 20 minutes, and it was pretty intense. I took one of my ambassadors with me. I took my new ambassador with me, and it was really great for her to just get experience. My husband has a wellness fair that was the very first one I did. I've done bridal shows. I've done big wellness fairs in the big cities. They'll put these wellness events on. Anywhere you can Google kind of events in your area and get ideas. I would really like to get into something in a mall sometime, but those are generally pretty expensive.
Yeah. How do you get your contacts? Do you do a drawing or something?
Yes, I have a drawing for a 3-day or a 7-day drawing, and so I have everybody sign up and to be in the drawing.
Okay. Love that.
And then I took my list. I took everybody that's ever bought a puppy from us, and then all of these contacts, and then I send them. I really pray about it, and then I send them a testimony. Now we'll have to send the testimonies. Are probably a little different, but the first I started out, I sent my testimony to everybody on those contact lists, and then I just pray about it and get different testimonies. I just sent one out last week to 302 people, and it had this card. I made this card up and in the back it says 9 signs that you have a leaky gut. And so it really doesn't say anything about Plexus. I just have the pictures of some Plexus products, but I really don't say anything about Plexus on it. And I sent that with a letter about the company, why Plexus is different, and a little bit about the company, the Morgan, Stanley Morgan recognizes and all that. And then I sent
302 things she sent out, guys.
So then I sent I put this on the bottom, and it has their name and their phone number, but then it has do you struggle with, and it has just 2 lists of slow metabolism, sugar cravings, cholesterol, blood pressure, suppressed appetite, blood sugar, low energy, digestive energy, weight control, blood glucose. And I asked them to send that back to me. I have been sending these people 4 or 5 letters now. And so I've determined that I'm going to send this out. I'm really praying over it that I get a good response. But I think it's going to be unless God tells me otherwise, probably the last mailing I do for that batch of people.
Right.
They've got 4 or 5.
Carla had a very exciting thing the last few days with our company. She was on our preferred customer national list. So we all need to clap for her. That was so amazing to see her name on here. And tell us a little bit about how that all came about.
A week ago Saturday, God had told me to do a prayer circle around our house. And Saturday's a busy day, and I didn't do it right then, and then forgot about it, and I didn't do it. And Sunday, God brought it back to mind. And I was like, my husband was just about had the food off the grill. We were grilling out after church. And I said, okay, we're going to do it right now, because I know me, we'll forget, and I'm not putting it off again. So he put everything on the grill on low to keep it warm. And we went out, and God told me to walk around the house 7 times. And so we went around 6 times praying, quoting scripture, and singing songs. And then on the 7th time, we went around shouting. Our neighbors probably, good thing they're not too close, yelling hallelujah and Hosanna.
Oh, my word.
Bringing down the wall. I have felt like my business growth has been a spiritual battle. Mm-hmm. And so, and I had a friend ask if God laid it on her heart to pray for me. She wanted to know what to pray for. And I said, for my business to be released. And she said, a couple hours later, she got back to me. She said, I was praying about it, and God gave me a word. He said, relentless. He said, you're to be relentless. He said, you have been relentless. I want you to keep being relentless. God wants us to be relentless and serious about building our business, especially if, and she's just convinced that God's in Plexus. It's an amazing, amazing thing that God's put together. She's a psychologist, and it's just been an amazing thing God's done. So anyway, so she had given me that word. So we prayed, and we say Hosanna and Hallelujah. Well, then that night, my 10-year-old, who we adopted at 6, so she has a lot of issues, she got saved that night. So it was pretty amazing. Wow. And that night I got my first phone call. In the next 48 hours, I got 6 customers. And I got my first phone call that evening. Then she had bought 1 pack from me, and I think she'll go preferred, but she was a retail. The next day I had my husband's wellness fair, and didn't think it was going to look too good. And all of a sudden I had a couple sign up as 2 preferred, And then another couple signed up. They're going to use it. I expect them to go ambassadors is what I'm really thinking, because they're thinking for their they have a grandchild that sleeps no more than 2 hours at a time. And so we got talking about that and the probio and the slim to help them. And then on my way home, I called the cousin that I've been talking with, and I come home and signed her up. And then I had another guy that I had sent a sample to, and then he called and he signed up as preferred. And it was just like, and so when Cindy called me that I had made preferred, I laughed. I said, you're kidding me. Because it's just, to me, it's humorous because it's all God. It's just all God. And I feel like God's answering my prayer and releasing my business. But we've been praying fervently for months. And I think the obedience of doing the prayer circle. And I would, everybody, pray, circle your house. Satan doesn't want us to prosper. He doesn't want us to prosper. Because sick people, too many people plexus has been the answer for so many people's prayers. I've heard it over and over and over again. I was praying, begging God to bring something, and plexus was the answer. So many people are praying, and what do you see in all these people that I've seen that have prayed this? They get their health back, and the one thing they're all testifying is to, my spiritual walk is better than ever. Right. I was in such a fog, I couldn't even connect with God. The fog lifts, I'm connected with God. Satan doesn't want that. He doesn't want people out of the fog. He likes them there, and we're the answer. We have the answer for these people. And so, God wants us to share it. Satan does not. And then the other thing is, who better to bless than people who are going to give that money to God's work? And so Satan doesn't want us to prosper because he knows we're going to do God's work with that money. And so it's a spiritual battle. We need to be praying. We need to be fervent in it. And we need to be humbling ourselves. It's like, to me, I can struggle with that. I want to be in control. I want to do it. And to me, this is just so funny. It just has struck me funny. I just thought it was so humorous all week. I made the leaders board that was so not on my radar that I didn't even look. But I just love it because I shared my testimony. Cindy shared the testimony, I think, on your page, right?
I did.
And our groups, I shared that. I can't even tell you how many ambassadors have commented and messaged me how it spoke to them. That this is a battle, and the last several months have been pretty intense. There's been a lot of things that happened. If I did not have my line in the sand, something happened several months ago. If I had not had my line in the sand, I probably would have quit. But I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that this was an answer to prayer. So I knew no matter this awful thing happened, I could not quit. It wasn't even an option. And I knew with just moving forward, just keeping doing it, even though it was hard, I knew God would get it back to the point where I am now today, where I'm feeling like I am just so excited because I see, and I have felt like my not being released has hindered my team. And so I'm so excited to see my team be released.
Yeah. What about Carla? You said that this is the answer to prayer. And how do you feel about, putting down our pride even and talking to people, and even our downline that we have already, like helping them understand that people are praying for this and we have this gift, we kind of, how do you know what I'm talking about?
It's huge. It's huge. We have the answer people are wanting. I've got a lot of ambassadors. I used to have a lot of preferred customers, and I've flipped a bunch over, and then they didn't want the business. But I approached one today. She had trouble with her card, and I said, well, you need to fix your card. And then she fixed it. And I said, but your order's not going to go through. The computer won't go back and catch that order. You're going to have to put in an order. I said, have you considered the Mega X? I said, I was at a meeting last night, and a woman shared that she was on the triplex. But it wasn't until she got on the Mega X that her anxiety just went away. As long as she stays on the Mega X, she has no more has anxiety. So I said to this one, she's not sure she even wants to work the business. But I said, have you considered, do you know of anybody that could use the Mega X if they have anxiety? She said, oh, I probably do know a couple people. And so if we present it like that, you don't build a business.
Mm-mm.
Help your friends. Are your friends struggling? You know, I've been boggled by how many people I've met or know that have severe constipation issues.
Mm-hmm.
And that leads to so many other health issues. We've got to share. We've got the hope they're looking for. It's like this psychologist said. She said, Carla, this is the answer. And she's got so many customers. She's just desperate we're going to be working through to get on it. She said, I just feel God is in this. Guys, we got to share. We got to tell these people it's the answer. When they have a clear mind and their health isn't consuming them, they can move forward in their life. They can live for the purpose. Where I was 2 years ago, I was in my chair with my feet up. We had even put the kids down. We had a homeschool, but my health had gotten so bad and just some behavior issues too. I just couldn't deal with it. We put our kids in school, and that's fine because I do know God, that was God's purpose for them. God wanted them in school. But my husband and I looked at each other. We said, we are not this old to feel this horrible. I walked in a room and looked for a chair to sit down. But I got my life back. You know, I can fly. I've been all over the country. It's been amazing, but I could have not have done that before. How many other people are out there desperate? They feel like they're dying and they're on a bag full of meds. And like this, she's not on my team. That's why I love One Plexus. She comes to all of our meetings. An elder woman. Actually, I'm going to go up and help her do a launch a couple hours from here because her upline doesn't help her. But she was on 15 different meds and she's down to 4. And we were talking about some of the things that I shared with you. They had a cold at one of the last meetings, and she said, yeah, I call Carl all the time, but what she told me at the meeting, I didn't want to bother you. I said, bother me. It's not a bother. Bother me if you have a question, you know. And I just love it. And they're old, you know, and it's just so neat to see them and she said, I was so sick. And her husband, she said, and people are sick as a nation. When I went to a meeting a couple weeks ago, the person that led the meeting had been on a plane and she met a doctor who gut health was his specialty. And he told her about this hospital that's built just for birth to 7 kids with chronic constipation issues. They're doing surgical procedures on these kids for chronic constipation. This whole hospital, that is what is dedicated. That's how desperate our society is. We have the answer for this. I have a friend, and I've tried talking to her, but I'm still praying that she'll listen. Her son is one of these that had to go in and have his bowels unimpacted surgically. It's like we have the answer. Plexus, you know, and yeah, it's hard right now we have to be so careful with what we say, but we can get around it. You can be subtle. You can not use the disease names. And I actually have seen some amazing posts out there with the new terminology and that are very, very effective. And we can get around that and we can reach these people, and we have to. And even the wholesalers, my sister's a good example. I signed her up. She said, I am not doing the business. I'm not interested. Lo and behold, she got all my other sisters on it. I have 9 girls. She got 6 of them on it, you know, and she wasn't doing the business. And she was buying their product for a long time and got tired of it. Now she got them all on as wholesalers. You know, so people that say they don't want it, they know people that are sick. And she's still going to do a launch. I'm going to do a launch with her down there.
That's something that I kind of would like
to. You know, and it's sometimes.
I think tonight, Carla, it's something we should bring up with what we're talking about. Is,
okay.
You know, when you get to gold and you're thinking, oh, I got to keep going and keep talking and sharing, which we all do. But we all have to remember that the ambassadors that we have underneath us that are just taking the products by themselves, you know, for themselves. And I kind of call those, I don't know what I call them, but I have tons of them also. But we have to, just like Carla said, help them understand that this isn't a business that you have to go out and sell. This is all we're doing is helping people get their prayers answered. And all those people that we have that are taking their backup order comes and they're taking their products every month, we need to call them and even ask them, do you know about our Mega X? Do you know about our X Factor? Especially those that are just getting the triplex, or those on our team, those are our backup orders that are just getting the slim, 2 bags of slim. We know they're missing out on, truthfully, the whole boat here. They're just having a tip of the iceberg of what Plexus can truthfully do for them. So I think we need to change our mindset. Today we had kind of a talk going in our gold group. And to me, it felt like a lot of you are afraid to talk to the people you have under you that are on it. And I want to challenge you guys to check up on them. Call them. This is a relationship business, and just say, hey, how's your Plexus doing? How are you loving it? And they're going to say, oh my word, I love it. And you just have to throw out there, don't you know a couple people that might need this, that has, that you could be their answer to their prayer, right? Carla, go ahead. What do you think?
Yeah, exactly. I did that. I went through several of my customers and my wholesale ambassadors to see what they were ordering, and that's just what I did. This one, I said, well, what are you on? And I said, well, consider the Mega X, and do you know of somebody that could benefit from having that, if it would help with anxiety? Right away, she did. And I have another one that's a wholesaler, and she must have bought product for a family member. And so I messaged her today. I said, if you're only one customer away from 500 PV, and if you get to 500 PV, you can get 25% instead of the 15%. So little things like that, put out there for them. No, don't sell it, but somebody that you could want to get on the product, that you could make a little extra money. If one person, or I tag all of my wholesalers when I'm putting a good video on, a good educational video. I tag all of my wholesalers in it, because you don't know that they've learned something. Even if I know they're a wholesaler, that they learn, I treat them kind of like a customer that I'm going to keep educating them. And you don't know, they get to watch a video. Oh, this person here could use this. You keep educating them, and they're going to see the value in the product. So I tag if I tag a customer, I tag my working ambassadors, I tag my wholesalers too, because I'm praying all of them will see the benefit, even if they don't want to build big, to just reach out.
Yeah.
To those around them, to educate them.
I love that.
And that one did. I had one that was a customer, and she was getting me all these people, and I finally convinced her. I said, you might as well become an ambassador. And then they all did, but they had been my customer, and so they came under me. But then she's, I think, getting a few customers, because she's her PV is quite up there a little bit, so she must have got it for someone.
Carla, just what you said, brought another point up.
What?
Is if you in your mind can visualize yourself, each person, even each wholesaler that you have underneath you, they have a huge circle of friends. Okay. So here you are making, today we had to make our 100 in another group that we're in list. But think about this. Every wholesaler that you have underneath you has over 100 people in their circle, okay? When you open your mind to that, it is mind-boggling to think how huge your organization can get by saying a few words to your one person that's underneath you and helping them understand it's not doing a business. You are helping someone else answer their prayer with their health. Right. And then they're going to get it, and then it just explodes. And I'm afraid some of you guys on here almost are like looking about or discouraged because you can't get more people here and here. But maybe God's saying to you, go down to your wholesalers and go to the people you already have and help them see this, what me and Carla are talking about tonight. Right, Carla?
Another thing I did, it's not who we know, but it's who we know and who they know. A month or so ago, I messaged a whole bunch of my friends on my Facebook, and I picked them that weren't right around me, and I messaged them. I said, I have a goal with Plexus to reach by June, And would it be okay with you if I posted on your wall once a day? And so I've got 4 people all over the country that I post one post on their wall every day. I have 2 that I said, my one nephew, he said, well, not every day. How about once a week? So I have 2 that I do once a week and 4 that I do every day. Wow. And so I really pray over those. I pray. And so
I love that, Carla.
And that's another thing, thinking outside of the box, because it's not who I know, but who maybe they know. And I have had a couple people respond, and that's not gone anywhere yet, but it's, I just keep praying over those posts and praying every day that I'll find something. I even had one share it. I was like, okay, one of the friends, where I posted it, one of their friends shared it, So I was like, okay, that's interesting, and I'm just waiting for God to bring the increase. We keep planting the seeds. And I just read it today. We plant the seeds. Oh my gosh, where did I write that down? We plant the seeds and watch them sprout, but then wait for God to bring them to blossom, and that's what I felt like getting on the preferred customer list was. I planted those seeds for so long, and they just all blossomed within the same 48 hours as God released them. And we just keep planting those seeds, and we can't discourage. We have to stay plugged in. If I had not stayed plugged in, I'd have been so discouraged by now. And especially in the last couple months.
Now,
how do you plug in? Attend meetings, get online.
How do you plug in, Carla?
Well, the Zooms. The Jewel for Jewel Zoom, make sure I'm on that. I have so many neat friends from so many different teams, and I'll maybe get on a call here and a call there, and just, I go to events. I go to every event that's within 3-hour drive of me, I go to. And that's like this, they're up 2 hours from us, this older couple. Oh, you don't want to come way up here? I said, yeah, I will. I love to travel. I went to a meeting. I'm in the Silver Slims for 50 or over, and they came up and had a meeting in Milwaukee. It's a little over 2 hours by Milwaukee. It's almost 3 hours for me. And my ambassador and I went down. My one ambassador that's here by me, and we went down. I go to as many events as I can. And I love to hear different people present. It's for me, it's like when I was first starting, I went to New Orleans and I went to Chicago, and I had so many different events, and everybody's different and everybody does it different. And all of a sudden I realized, well, I can do that.
That's right.
Because they're not everyone makes mistakes, and I'm like, oh, I can do that. And so now we have regular events here. I have a couple different, I probably attend 3 or 4 events a month. Just in our area here. It's as many as I can.
Good. Awesome.
Even with my kids and all their stuff. Like this week it's been I've been gone every night, but it's a family thing, and it's I want this. I'm going to be Diamond. I'm a senior gold in training for Diamond, and my road's been long, and the mindset thing is so important, because I had been saying, okay, it's worth it even if it takes 5 years. And I think for me, that hindered me. Okay, it takes 5 years. So this year I told God, okay, God, that's true. It still would be worth it if it took 5 years, but let's make it 3. I got to deal with God. Let's make it 3. I got 1 year now to get up to Emerald and then get to Diamond. I said, 5 would be good. I'd appreciate it, but I will appreciate even 3 even more. And I'm changing my mindset to that. And that's with the negativity. Keep the negativity out. My son called me today. He's trying to get to gold. He just hit silver. That was him calling me. He just hit silver. Nice. And the neat thing, it was a contact that I had met 18 months ago, but it's his friend that he's trying to get to be an ambassador's mother. So I called him. I said, your friend that you want to be an ambassador, mom just called me. What do you think? And he called his friend, and his friend, oh, if my mom's ready, I'm signing up. Good. And so he signed up, and he's going to have his, I said, yeah. I said, well, son, you can thank me. And so, but he was real negative because his order's delayed. And he said, yeah, I'll get the shipment. I said, stop right there. I said, do not get that negative mindset. That negative mindset becomes a spiritual thing that radiates from you. You gotta stay positive, even as hard as it is. You know, you can grumble and complain, call Cindy, call somebody that's your power partner. Grumble and complain for 2 minutes, and then release it, and then get the positive back. We're going to get through this. I really believe it's a spiritual issue with the company because Satan doesn't want our company to prosper. I think we all need to be praying, and I know if any of you have seen Lori Ward Harrison's prayer vigil for the company, you know, that's big. You know, we need to be praying for our company. We need to be praying for our CEOs and for Tarl and Alec, you know. And I've had people complaining to me, and I said, you know, I've met them. I know their hearts. I know these men's hearts. They will make it right. Well, now the 15% discount, you know, we had the free shipping. We had the 15% discount. When there's an issue, they always make it right. These guys are so amazing. They're so after God's heart and so after doing it right. You know, you look at our compensation plan. Oh my gosh, we're paid better than any network marketing out there. You don't see as many jewels and as many people at the top as we've got. How many ranking up? You know, at the end of the month, our news feeds almost blow up with people ranking up, and that's unheard of in network marketing. And guys, it's all going to be us. It's going to be us. It's going to be us.
Yep.
It's going to be all of us. We're going to be the second generation. I call us the second generation. We're going to be the second generation jewels.
That's right.
The first generation are those that have led the way and had to pave the way, and we're more blessed, the second generation, because we have more training. We have more people like Cindy and all of the other uplines that have paved the way and are putting the time in to help us that they didn't have. And we're blessed that way.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Thank you for that. That's so true. I love having Carla. She's just I kind of like adopted her because she adopts. It's just such a blessing to be able to help others. So I'm excited for all of you at this level because you are just at the first stage of really leadership. So gold tier, then you're going to go to senior, gold, then ruby, senior ruby, then emerald starts a whole new leadership. That's why the company, when you hit emerald, they send you to this, and I just got my certificate, so you guys will get a certificate like this. They mailed it in the mail. But
I want to go.
Yeah, you will when you turn emerald. So
I will.
You will get to go there because truthfully, when you hit emerald, that's a whole new leadership. So I want you guys to be excited about this journey and understand that as you grow, your team grows, you need to grow. It starts with you. So I really have said it over and over, but I encourage you to please get some of these personal growth books. You should all have at least one that you're reading right now. I'm begging you to try your hardest to get even this one. This one is so good and fast and easy. And look at good.
My current list. This is my current pile. I've got
I know. I just got another one. I'm buying them all the time. This one's called Smarter, Faster, Better. And it's The Power of Habit, How to Be Productive in Life and Business. And I'm so excited to start reading this one. This one's more about your thoughts and your mind. You guys need to be reading these. If you're not a reader, then get it on audio and listen to it in your car. Go to the library and go in the library section of self-help or personal development and start checking out those books and checking out the audios. And you guys that drive in the car a lot or whatever, listen to this. When you are just sitting at home, listen to them.
This is a biggie too. The magic of thinking big is a biggie.
That's huge.
That's huge. We have to think big. I listened to that one on audio. That one was really, really good. And guys, we have to realize at this level, when we can get to gold on our own, but you can't get past gold on your own.
No.
You get past gold, your team. And I had a friend that got to gold, lost most of her team, and then is building back up. And the one thing that God has shown her, she said, I got to gold on my own. I made it to Leaders Retreat on my own, but I've been stalled for 1.5 years because I've had to change my mindset that I cannot do this on my own. my team. I've got to build my team. I've got to educate our team. And I'm just doing some things on my team page, competition to just get my team involved and get them encouraging them. We got to encourage them and encourage them in personal growth. So I've been putting a lot of personal growth tapes out and basic training out. And even my ones that are higher up said, you know, it wasn't anything new, but it did tell me I got to go revisit some things that I kind of forgot about, you know. And so, and those are my two goals, and to revisit them. And I've got a lot of silvers that really want to get going. And so I'm really trying to help them to just encourage them to just, we need to be watching videos every day, educating ourselves, and that was one thing I've got convicted of this week. I really got to be watching more videos, more training.
Thank you for saying that, because I wanted to encourage all of you guys too. If you're more in the habit, like it almost seems too, when you get to gold, you think, oh, yay, I'm here, I'm gold. Okay, remember, this is the first step of leadership, okay? It's a whole different level now. So start getting into YouTube videos and different things, and just get in there and really, Melissa Eichenhorst, love her videos for this. Get on there and listen to every video she writes or says. I love it. Sarah Marbles also has, yes, Jess?
Sorry. I think Melissa Eichenhorst lives in the Woodlands, which is close to me in Houston. Do you know if she ever has any meetings or anything, like opportunity events or anything like that?
She does. I'll try to private message her and get some info for you, Jess.
Thank you. I just had to ask before I forgot.
Yeah, definitely. You got to go see her. She's one of my favorites right now. Tamara Holloway, you should be watching every single one of her videos. I have watched all these videos over and over and over and learned them. I really want you guys to start in our Gold and Above group. I really want to see more action in there. I want you getting in there and giving some, keeping it positive, everything positive, but I want you to say, today was such a great day, this happened. Today was such a great day, this happened. All you new people, don't feel afraid. I want you guys to feel, we want you to start talking in there. Do you know, that blesses me so much. When I try to talk and nobody talks, you guys should know this by now, if you have a team page, it gets to your heart, and this is when Satan attacks me big time, is when I am asking something from you guys and I can see that all of you have seen it. I don't know if you know that, but I see all these little faces. And when nobody even says one word to me, that's when Satan attacks me. And it's like, what is going on? And I know you're all busy, but try your hardest to uplift each other, and let's come together and let's grow together. I was talking to Carla about this, that you guys don't even know how big my heart is towards all of you, that I want all of you guys at my level, and I will do whatever it takes to get you there, but it has to come from you. So Carla's like, they are so lucky, because Carla doesn't have that. Right, Carla?
No, I don't really have it. We have it somewhat, but it's not that close, and I've talked to a lot of different teams lately, and the more successful ones, they said, oh, our team is so knit. And the more knit you get your team, the more you interact and get that unit, that togetherness, it just builds you up. It just is really, it's really big.
Yes.
It's really big. And I love it. I have a lot of close relationships with people from all different teams. It's just, I love it. We message back and forth. And yeah, I have that, I have one in Chicago, and we share when something's hard, or, she was feeling down, she was sick and down, and just encourage each other. We get down, we go through a detox, we need that uplifting. We need that encouraging and praying for each other and encouraging each other.
And every person has a different personality, and maybe a different way they're going to learn, or a different way that they're going to hear something from somebody else. So don't ever feel like this is my team and I don't want anybody talking to my team. Don't ever have that in your mentality. To me, that feels like a Satan thing coming in. Because
I've encouraged my team in Kansas. get hooked in down there.
Yes.
They're down there. That one-on-one and going to those meetings, and it's they've been kind of resistant of that, but I think they're finally getting plugged in and down there. You've got get plugged in. Encourage your people to get plugged in.
Right.
Everybody's personality hits a little different. Like I said, I've got people from all different teams and on my team but all over the country, and it's amazing. And people message me, get discouraged, and you get a partner. But even I have several that just had paired up through the 2 years, and gosh, it's just so big to just encourage each other and plug in. Oh yeah, and you're going to learn. We all learn different from different people, and so I've got two of my level ones that they've clicked now, and that's really good. Their personalities a lot alike, and they're helping each other, and that's good. Don't be threatened by that. When your team wants, if they look outside for a little training, don't be threatened, because it's it's actually beneficial, and they bring things back. And I know when I go outside our team and I bring things back, people on the team will say, "Wow, where did you get that? I love your post," and "Oh, that's so amazing," and bring that in, and bring in what we're one plexus. Bring in that from all over the other teams, what they have to offer.
Yes.
There's a lot of amazing teams out there. And plug into that, and plug your people into that. Encourage. And that's one thing my upline did do, partner us off. And I never understood the value of that till I was in a training this last week. And they were talking about that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that really was a good thing.
Yeah.
Get someone on your same level and get plugged in. Really get plugged in with them.
Yes.
And communicate.
Yes, especially if your team isn't near you or in your area. Really try to help them find some other people in Plexus in their area that they can do events with, that they can group with. We have a girl in Arizona, and they feel alone when they see how close we are here. I mean, Cassie was in Idaho, she kind of felt alone too. But you know what? When Angie, she found a girl down there that is the same level as her and stuff. They're not in the same teams at all, but they are so excited to have each other. I know Emmeline, she has found some people down there, and they're not even in her, they weren't in her group. So encourage your teams to do that, because otherwise your teams are going to fade away, and you don't want that. We want them to be supported. Okay, so I'm going to kind of close it with something that I heard it was the first leadership retreat that I went to in Orlando, Florida. And it's such a God thing, because I'm one of these people that, I don't know if you're like it, probably not, but I have a whole bunch of little notebooks, and I'll write notes in different notebooks. And I need to figure out and have one where I write all my notes, but I don't. I have them in different notebooks, and I have them all saved. But it's been a blessing, because if I want to do a training, or if I'm feeling down or whatever, I can just pull out one of those notebooks, and it has all these amazing notes from Sarah Marble, from, different leadership things I've been to. So I don't even know really, I'm pretty sure this one came from leadership in Orlando, Florida, which every one of you are going to go to. I'm putting a plug in right now. The minute convention is over, we start another kind of contest, kind of like we've done our leadership with points and PV and with ambassadors.
Has anybody gone to leadership? Has anybody there gone?
No,
oh, guys,
I have gone every year by myself, and I'm sick of it.
Guys, you got to. I went last year. I won it last year. It was so amazing. You got to put it on your priority list. It was so amazing. Oh, my gosh. They pulled the whole street down and gave us 4 different restaurants to eat from. You got to go.
Free.
Put it on your list, guys. It is amazing. You want to do whatever you can to earn that, because it was, I'm almost feeling desperate. Like, I got to win it again, because I can't miss that.
No. Every single one of you in here, I'm giving you a heads up. The day after convention is over is when they start counting points. And this, for convention points, I want everyone in here should have at least 450 points, a minimum of 450 points if you're in this level. And that's helping you get in the habit of keeping these points going so that you make leadership. Leadership is unbelievable. But I want to go over this really quick. So get your pencils out and pens out, because I want you to write these down, because this is talking about value. And it's, we need to value this business like it's like like we value our family, like we value ourselves. We need to value. So why is it important to value things? For family, for our family, why is it important to value our family? It's to live a credible life so that my values are accepted by my family. So if you have little children, or as if your children are grown, if you have valued those children, raising them and putting values in them and teaching them, as they grow, those values are what they are going to cherish, and that's going to help them blossom, right? Okay, work. For our work, when we value our work, like we want to value Plexus, when we do that, we are going to influence as many people as possible in a short amount of time, because we are here on earth for a certain amount of time. And if we are going to make a difference in people's lives and we're going to value our business, what we're doing with Plexus, that's what we should think about, is how many people can we change or help and influence in that amount of time. Self. If we value ourselves, when I die, or when we die, we can have the satisfaction that I served God, I served others, and I served my family to my best ability, if we value that, okay? Now this is where I want you to write these things down. I want you to write, I value my. Just write that on the top of the page, kind of. And then number 1, attitude. And then put a line. When I do this, it gives me possibilities. Okay, got that? Number 2, I value my priorities. Equals, when I do this, it gives me focus. Okay? Number 3, when I value my health, it gives me strength. Okay? Think about that. If we're valuing taking care of ourselves, taking our products, it's gonna give us strength. Number 4, when I value my family, it gives me stability. How wonderful to have stability, because we've valued our family and they value us. Number 5, I value my thinking. This one equals, gives me an advantage. If we value our thinking, we're going to have that advantage way over lots of everything. So that's amazing. Number 6, when I value my commitment, it gives me tenacity. This is kind of like what the word that Carla has, relentless. If we're committed, we are going to be relentless. We're going to have that tenacity to get and do our commitment, that we're going to hit those goals, and we're going to change lives. Number 7, when I value my finances, this gives me options. I love this, because if we value Plexus, that it's going to help us with our finances, think of all the options that we're going to have that we would have never had before, right? We all know that, right? Number 8, faith. When I value my faith, it gives me peace. This is what Carla and I and this whole talk about with the Lord and spiritual warfare and everything that's going on. If we can keep our faith first and our God first, and then all this, what amazing peace we're going to have through this whole journey. Number 9, when I value my relationships, it gives me fulfillment. Think about even the relationships right here on your screen that we are building and we are growing, and that I love. I love every single one of you guys. And just think, as this grows and grows and grows, the fulfillment you're going to have in your life, having all these new friends that are really family now. We're a Tickle Pink family, right? Plexus family. Number 10, when I value my generosity, it gives me significance. Isn't this amazing with Plexus, how financially we are going to grow and grow and grow, and we are going to be able to bless so many people's lives through that. Number 11, when I value my values, when I value my values, it gives me direction. So even the values, my value is really pretty, my standards and stuff are very high, even with Plexus. Like I mean, all of us have a very strong work ethic, and we have a passion that's inside of us that nothing's going to stop us. We're to the point now where nothing is going to stop us, and this is helping us go in the right direction to diamond, right? So that's exciting. And the last one is number 12. When I value my growth, it gives me potential. How special is this, okay? When it gives me growth, it gives me potential. We are this little on our growth. On our journey. We're this little. There's no cap to this. I mean, even this company, for us to hit diamond and then to hit diamond again and be a double diamond, and then have our spouse hit diamond and then them hit double diamond. I mean, it is so huge that it is amazing. And God wants us to have that. Okay? So number 1 was our attitude, gives me possibilities. Number 2 was our priorities, gives me focus. Number 3 is health, haha, as I cough, gives me strength. 4, family, gives me stability. 5, thinking, gives me an advantage. Number 6 was commitment, gives me tenacity. 7 is finances, gives me options. 8, faith, gives me peace. 9, relationships, give me fulfillment. 10, my generosity, gives me significance. 11, my values, give me direction. And 12, my growth, gives me potential. So I want you guys to pray over those. I want you to think about those. I want you to read these to your husbands or your spouses. And I want you to focus on this and understand your values are huge. And you are very valuable in God's plan, being chosen. I feel like we're kind of like the chosen ones to be pioneers of Plexus, truthfully, because there's going to be thousands and millions truthfully underneath us 5 or 6 years, 7 years down the line. We're going to be looking back at these Zooms and going, oh my word, remember when we just had 20 under us and now we have 14,000 under us? So we have to realize that we are a valuable asset in this, and we need to work as a team and a unit to do this. So I'm really looking forward to, after this meeting, the Zoom, that we are going to I'm going to see some changes in our group chat, and we're going to be supporting each other, and we're going to be positive, and we're going to be, sharing every little value that we have out throughout the day with people. The more you can do that, the more of a bond we're going to get. And that's what I pray for every day, is that we can bond together as leaders and we can make this team really rock and roll. And I want to really thank Carla I just called her about an hour before this Zoom. God laid on my heart, call Carla. And look what this all came about. Isn't this been a nice night together? Don't you feel like we've grown together and learned a lot? And just truly, I feel changed. Like tomorrow is going to be a new day for me. And tomorrow morning we have a diamond ambassador that's going to do our Jewel from the Jewels. That just happened tonight also. So God is really blessing us tonight with this training. And then tomorrow morning we get another amazing training from Alyssa, who is just precious soul that I love so much, that God brought into my life on the boat in Hawaii also that night on the cruise. So I am going to close now because we're right at our time. I thank you all for being a part of tonight and being here, and really mark this on your calendar. Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock. This is our special time together. Try your hardest not to miss them, because this is something that I don't normally record them, and people are like, why don't you record them? It's kind of like I've told this to my other team or others. When you go to practice and you're on a volleyball team, let's say, or a basketball team or whatever, your coach, he doesn't record your practices every practice, does he? And if you don't show up to a practice, what happens? You usually are sitting on the bench the next day, or you've missed a whole bunch of training, right? And so that's why I want to really make these a priority, and that's why I don't want to record them, because I want people to value these, just like we talked about, these times together. And if I recorded them, they wouldn't even, I'd be here all by myself, doing them by myself, except Cassie. No, just kidding. I'm not really. Everybody be on here. But I really want you to value this time together. And I look forward to more of them. And I want to send this off now. And thank you all for being a part tonight. Sid has a